Well, good morning, Fiesta family, depending on where you are located in this beautiful United States. Hopefully everybody's doing well. My name is Jeremy Duncan. I'm on the tax software side of things. We've got some of your Fiesta leadership team on the call, as well as Majid, who is the founder, creator of what we're going to be walking through today. So before we get going here, you can't hear me? Okay, before we get going, can anybody confirm that they can hear me? If this, two things, the question section on the webinar, if you could type something in there, Raheem, Rosa, Andrea, Steve, thank you very much for your response. Somebody in my office was looking at me crazy saying, I can't hear you. But apparently they're wrong. And you guys are all right. Thank you very much. Well, very, very cool. So we've got an exciting presentation for you guys, something that we believe that we've been using for a number of years successfully with our tax offices. And there's a lot of people that will swear by it and will basically say that they could not live and or function without it. So as we go through the presentation, if you guys have questions, feel free to enter them into where you just typed in your messages that you can in fact hear me. If it's relevant to the section that we're in, meaning what we're covering at that moment, and your question has to do with that, we'll address it then. If not, we will have a Q&A piece at the end of the presentation. So first of all, thank you everybody for being here. You guys got here promptly. Usually we have to hold after, but the attendees list and the registration list is matching very closely. So we'll get underway. I am going to introduce and at the same time figure out how to make our presenter Majid so he can show his screen really quick. And then if you would, Majid, would you mind giving us a little bit of your background, your experience, how you came to develop this product, why it was relevant, and yeah, just give us an understanding of who you are and where you came from.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jeremy. And thanks to the Fiesta team here, Arnold, Jimmy, and Craig, and the rest of the team. It's my pleasure to share with you guys some of my experience. I have been in the tax industry myself since 2006. I'm married to an accountant, so my wife is an accountant who's really the brains behind the taxes, if you will. I was and have been her marketing and technical assistant, if you will. We were also a franchisee of another tax franchise for 10 years, from 2006 to 2016. We had 3 franchise offices in San Jose, California, and we grew that business from 0 to 2,400 tax returns. And then we sold it in 2016, moved from California to Texas. And so that's in short my experience in tax industry. But in terms of where this service came about, really in 2010, about 3 years after iPhone was born, really it was my wife who kind of noticed this trend that people were really spending a lot of time texting. I mean, texting was there even before the smartphones were born, but smartphones really put them into mainstream and made it very, very easy to use. So by that time, we had done all sorts of different kind of communication and marketing, including social media, email, phone calls, visibility, signage, even some radio. When this opportunity of texting came along, my wife turned around and asked, like, Majid, you have a lot of experience in marketing field. And by the way, I come from computers and marketing. I have a few patents awarded to me in the US and also in Japan in the field of online marketing, working for Silicon Valley startup companies. So our question was, can we do anything using the texting as a new communication approach? Remember, this is back in 2010. So we had done some texting for our own purposes, but using it for business really was a whole different ball game. We're like, okay, what should we send? Who should we receive it? What time the message should go out? There were a lot of questions around it. So I cobbled up a couple of tools together and started trying out different things. We started testing out by sending a text message to last year's clients to invite them back. And also we started out with a happy birthday greeting. I think those are the two things we started out for the first few months. And we saw that engagement from the clients was just way better than anything else we had seen. So we were very, very encouraged. Then we tried out sending referral requests, asking them, hey, to send your friends and family after the return was complete. And we found that this channel was delivering to us multiple times better than any other channel in the past. So long story short, after doing this for about 2 years, I put together a team of engineers in 2013. I said, let's automate this because it was working very well, but I was spending too many hours during the night to prepare for the next day. So automation was very important. So in 2013, put together a team of engineers and made this tool available. And now we have served literally thousands of tax professionals all over the nation, in pretty much all the states, including Alaska and Hawaii, where these campaigns that we're going to talk about, the rules of the 3 Rs, how this is delivering results for everybody in a way that is fully automated. So really excited about sharing this, and especially in time for the upcoming tax season. And I must also, commend your headquarters team for willing to invest and making considerable investment into this area to make it available for all the franchisees. I wish more of the franchise systems would really go above and beyond like your headquarters have done. So really, this technology is available to you, and the idea here is for us to give you a quick intro and training on how you can start using it right now and start seeing results. So with that in mind, we'll just quickly go through the 3 Rs. And those 3 Rs for success are retention, reviews, and referrals. How do you improve your retention? Nobody that I know of has 100% retention rate. High 90s is what we've seen as at the best. And also we have seen as low as 50% in some cases. And I'll tell you, in my own experience, we really struggled early on to improve our retention. But this technology really helped us with that. And I am confident it'll do the same thing for you. 70% of your clients would rather text you. These are industry standard numbers, and people don't like to call as much as they like to text. I mean, that's really the reality. And again, this changes based on demographic and age. In my experience in the Latino community, especially with the younger users, it's more than 70%. It's really high. So really, you want to look into that. 5% increase in retention can improve your profitability by 25% in some cases. This is coming from a Harvard Business Review report. So it depends on different businesses, your average ticket and price, etc. But really, if you improve your retention, you will see your bottom line increasing significantly very, very quickly, because you don't have to spend as much money on marketing to acquire new customers. And there are other things we'll share about which this technology will help you improve. But let's talk about reviews quickly. Everybody reads online reviews these days before they go to a tax office. So you can improve your reviews using this technology. We'll share with you exactly how you can do that. We have clients who improve their reviews by 10 to 15% in one tax season alone. And these are offices in business for 20 years. So that is a pretty remarkable achievement. And referrals. I mean, this is, in some businesses, they say 70% of the business came from referral. This is a study done by BNI. In our business, in income tax, we would give them $20 referral bonus. And even then, we did not have referrals as much as when we started asking for it well. So you need to ask them. I'm sure you're asking them when you're meeting them, but they forget about it after the return is done. Can you ask them again in a nice fashion using texting? So we'll talk about all these 3 Rs. And then the 4th R that Jeremy taught me the other day when we were doing another webinar is the robotization or automation or robotization, if you want to call it, right? Because again, the idea is, Jeremy, that was awesome. So I told you I'm going to use it, and I have stolen that from you.
Well, I couldn't even pronounce the word when I Googled it, but you nailed it there, robotization. There you go.
Yeah, I practiced. You coached me. So robotization is so powerful. The fact of the matter is, having been in your shoes for 10 years, I know tax season is a high pressure, very, very busy time. So we are not here acting like coaches to tell you, go do this, go do that. We are here as solution providers. We'll give you a new idea and a way to automate that, because you're too busy. So this will actually reduce your work instead of increasing it. So pay attention to the training section, and you'll see how this will be done for you automatically. why texting works, and we're going to speed up. We're not going to cover every single slide because we have to get to the training here. But why texting works? Because 99% of text messages are read within 90 seconds. That's why. I mean, this is a very common picture. People are just glued to their phones all the time. So 3 R's of how this works is because we have the integration between Fiesta headquarters and Rightway, Tax Solutions, and Textellent. All of these pieces are being put together where your tax return information is shared with Textellent to drive these campaigns. And we'll talk about which campaigns it is. And by the way, this information is nothing to do with finance. This is really their name and phone number, pretty much. No financial information, no social security, none of that is shared because we are a texting company. We don't need that information. Inviting clients according to last year's time, sending appointment reminders, sending missing paperwork reminders, sometimes return is incomplete, asking for referrals, sending birthday greetings. All of these things will be done for you entirely automatically, thanks to this work that your headquarters plus Rightway plus Textellent has done in the background for you. Okay.
You're basically able to fire. And I hate people losing jobs, but people are going to lose their jobs because you guys are going to be so much more efficient, and you won't have any fall through the cracks. And no matter how good your training is, you're always going to have people that are 100% adoption with regard to and buy into the methodology of your training, and they're going to do it every time. They're going to ask for referrals every time. They're going to make their calls, and then you've got the guys that are like me that are do as I say, not as I do, and they don't get the results because they're doing 50 other things and wearing 50 other hats. Well, in this case, you don't have to worry about that because it's gonna do it for you. So you can stay busy, keep making money, and not have to worry about whether or not somebody's gonna get invited back, asked for a referral, or their recommendations, or gets a nice message on their birthday, because it's done for you. So sorry, go ahead.
No, that's great. Exactly. This is done for you and makes you look great in front of your clients because it goes in your name. And I'll share with you what I mean by that. So here's a quick example. Look at the right-hand side here. We have assigned to you a local area phone number dedicated to your office, which is in the same area code as your office. And from that number, a message can go out with their name, your name, with a picture. They can text back. Your team can text back and have a conversation here. But you don't have to because some of this is automatically done. You can though. I'll show you how. And really, to them, it seems like you've just gotten a new phone number to provide you customer service. Now, those of you who want to text enable your current phone number instead of the new phone number, you can do so. There's a small additional fee of $39, and we can work through that later on. But for now, this is already a fully functional system with a local area dedicated phone number. What happens? So this is very personalized experience coming from a regular phone number as opposed to coming from a 5 or 6 digit number. I'm sure you have received a text message from a 5 or 6 digit short code. And the moment you get it, you know it's coming from a computer because you and I cannot text like that. When we text, it comes from our regular phone number. And that's what we do at Textellent with this technology. Okay. What are the 3 R's in practice? Let's talk about it. Inviting your last year's clients back according to the date they came last year. They will get invitations. Early season customers will get invitations early. Late season customers will get invitations late. Also, you're seeing this picture here, the birthday greeting. This goes out to them, the client and the spouse on the respective birthday will get a nice happy birthday message coming from you, and they will thank you. And this is one of the things that happens every day. Our clients get thank yous from their clients because of the nice birthday greeting they sent. And some of them really get a very emotional message, like Jeremy was mentioning, this is done for you. And you don't have to think about it, oh, whose birthday it is. If they thank you, you can just say, hey, you're very welcome, without having to worry about who it is. You can let them book an appointment. This is an add-on feature which is not rolled out currently. There's an extra cost to it, so we will skip through that for now. Holiday greetings, very powerful in boosting retention rate. Thanksgiving is next week, and that's a very, very popular holiday for us to send out text message. Many of our clients will send out a blast to say, because Thanksgiving is going to be different this year. I mean, it's unfortunately because of COVID, it's a difficult time. So sending a nice message to really warm somebody's heart in your client list really will go a long way. They will share that with their friends and family. Same thing with happy holidays, next month, and then happy new year if you wanted to. You don't have to do all three, but do at least one or two of these, and you will see the results coming your way. Asking for referrals. Once the tax return is complete, the next day, a thank you message will go out to them with a nice picture like that and say, hey, can you bring your friends and family to me because my business depends on your referrals. And next week, and then 2 weeks later, all of this is done automatically for you. You don't have to remember this. Okay. And then in those thank you messages, you can also embed a link. If you have a Yelp page or a Google page or a Facebook page, you can say, hey, do you mind leaving me a 5-star review? It'll take you 2 minutes, but it'll go a long way for my business. And you will see people, it's on their phone, the link, they'll tap the link, they'll leave you a review. And those reviews, go a long way in getting new business. Not only for your tax business, also it'll feed into your insurance business. And vice versa. Your insurance customers can be brought in and invited to become your tax customers. All of this can be made available through this technology, and you'll see why when we show you the actual demo. Okay. Let's take a look at a demo. We'll do one round very quickly, which is an introduction round, mostly like a demo round, and then we'll do a second round where we'll do actual training. Those of you who have your login credentials that were emailed out to you about 2 weeks ago, if you'd like to log in and follow with me with this, that's fine. If not, you could also review the recording later on. So again, completing the demo here, this is how it'll look. You will not see this portion, but the rest is exactly what you see. And this is going to be hosted on a secure connection. There are 3 kinds of texting that are built into the application. And first, you will use only Google Chrome when you use this technology. And the 3 kinds of texting are built in. The first kind of texting is the automated campaigns we were talking about. So those are called campaigns. And if I go in here, you see these automated campaigns. So you have these 5 built in already in your account. So let's talk about prior client invitation. 21 days before the customer came to you last year, they'll get the first reminder. And in my own experience, what we found is as soon as we put this into place, we had people coming sooner than last year, or generally earlier than last year to finish their taxes. And that would mean cash flow can start sooner, which is good for everybody. And again, even if you're doing in-person returns, or even if you're doing on the phone with some people, you can even embed the links to your phone appointment or Zoom if you have it. So 21 days before they came last year, they'll get the first invitation, and that invitation can have a nice picture. We found this picture to be very, very popular, 1040 with some cash on it, right? So let's take an example. Somebody came to you last year on February 10th. 21 days before that, around January 20th, they will get this message saying, hey, it's tax time, come on in, let's do your taxes. Now, those of you who like to add a little bit of a Spanish touch to it, you could add the Spanish language with the nice special characters, and they will go out nicely as well. And these messages can be tweaked as well. So they get the message on January 20th. Let's say they don't come. They get a second message on 10 days before the date they came last year. So that'll be January 31st or February 1st. If they still don't come, a third message can go out 3 days before they came last year, February 7th. But on the other hand, let's say they came in and finished the return. This campaign stops automatically for them. And this referral request campaign will start 1 day after the return is complete. They get a thank you message. And here you are asking about referral. You can change the message and ask about the reviews too. You can embed your review link here as well. And you can say, hey, our business depends on your referrals. Please send me your friends and family. And if you're doing, we used to do a $20, and at some point we even did $50 referral bonus. We took a picture of the $20 bill and really attached it here saying, hey, bring me your friends and family, and this is waiting for you at the office, cash. And we would have some little fun with it saying tax-free. We're not going to report it to the IRS or anything like that. And people came in.
Yeah, just to clarify, you have the ability to change the interval that the follow-up message gets sent based off of the day of the action of that client from the previous year. Is that what, so the prior year, just answering a question here. So the prior year client invite, you're saying 21 days in advance of that client having filed their tax return last year, we're going to send this first message, and exactly. You can modify, and then you can modify that text appropriately, yep. Or based on, you can customize it to whatever you want. The first message could say, hey, just future planning here. We saw you, the time you came in last year was this date, come or whatever, right? make it say whatever you want. And then the next date you can change and make them closer together or stretch them out. And the timing that you have there, is that based off of what you guys found was most successful?
Yes, we found this to be very successful. 3 weeks ahead of time, then 10 days, and then 3 days ahead of time. We found this to be very, very effective, but you can stretch it and or collapse it. You can turn off. Some people say, hey, asking 3 times, especially referral request was too much. You can turn off one of them. It's up to you. But the default settings are really fine-tuned based on years of observation and experience.
Perfect. All right. That was just clarifying a question.
Great. Same thing applies to referral requests. Like you can say 1 day after the return is complete. As we know, your clients, if they are bank product customers, they have friends who are bank product customers. And we know the bank product customers will be done by end of February, mostly done there with their returns, right? So you want to remind them, in my opinion, no harm in asking them 3 times, 1 day, 5 days, and 10 days. This is what we did in our tax offices. And we found people, third time around, they're like, okay, that's a lot, but we never went fourth time. So people did not mind it. And these days work because you don't want to stretch it out too much, because if somebody came to you on February 10th and you wait till March before you ask for referral, everybody they know who's a bank product customer has already filed the return. So you want to start sooner. And again, this is why the automation is so powerful. You can have a good office member, team member doing this for you, but if he or she is late or sick or whatever, and they don't get to them quick enough, the chances of getting the real referrals go down. So this will be done for you in a timely fashion.
Got a couple of questions that are on point and timely, and I think we're touching on it, but we're not, hitting it right to the point. With regard to our integration, Majid, and the passing of prior year data and then current year data, how does that work? Meaning, we're already going to have prior year Fiesta clients uploaded to their account with the dates and their names, so that the dates and the names are based on the relevance of the campaign. It's going to pull those elements in. And then as that client comes in, we're sharing data on a frequency that would turn the campaign off. I know you touched it, but how does that work again?
Exactly. So good news here is we have all of the people on the phone. Your account is already set up. And thanks to the work done in the background between these 3 different teams, your last year's data is already loaded up into the accounts. It's really a matter of turning on the campaigns, which hopefully we'll do during the course of this presentation training. And then on a nightly basis, Rightway will upload all of your current year tax customers into Textellent. And what Textellent does is Rightway gives us one big file, and Textellent chops it off according to your EFIN numbers and puts it into your accounts. And so the end story of this, end result of this, is that automatically the referral request will go out to the right people. Non-returning clients will get a non-returning message. People whose date hasn't come yet, they'll get invitation, birthday greetings. All of this will be happening for you, like almost like magic. You don't have to do a thing. For our clients who are not part of Rightway and not part of some other partners, they have to upload this data manually every night, which takes them 2 or 3 minutes, but they forget sometimes. But in your case, you really have a distinct advantage where this is all happening for you entirely automatically. Okay. So these are the 5 campaigns. Ignore the 3. These are 3 of them are appointment related. I told you that's a separate thing. These 5 campaigns for you are already fully functioning. Okay, and you just need to turn on. So when we do the training, all you'll see is clicking this button, and that's all it takes. Really, it's really that simple. So first, one thing is birthday greeting also, right? So look at that, happy birthday, and I say, hi Majid, happy birthday from, and your name at Fiesta Tax or Fiesta Tax and Insurance. You can change the name, and you will see this is going to go out, making me feel very good on my birthday and everybody else. And really, you don't have to do a thing other than just sliding this slider to turn it on. Okay. So like I said, there are 3 kinds of texting built into the system. One is this automated texting. The second is the campaigns, where you can send out a happy holidays message, for example. And I'll share with you in our own account here. Before that, I'll go to this section here. So we use this conversation. The third kind of texting is the dialogue screen, one-to-one conversation. You can easily click and see the previous history of the messaging that has been done with this customer. and you can type a message and send from here. You can even include a picture from your computer, and some of the pictures have already been loaded up for you um, for your convenience. And you can upload your own picture from the computer, or you can upload it and make it in the media library, and that will be available for your rest of the team to use. You could really have unlimited use of this screen, unlimited back and forth conversation. And let's say somebody forgets a document of certain, some certain form. You say, hey, just go home, take a picture and text it to me. And that'll become available here at a very high resolution, and I can use it. Take a look at some of these examples, right? So these are high resolution pictures, and that can be sent back and forth very easily. So this is the dialog screen that allows you to have back and forth conversation. And by the way, when we go to the training section, you will see there's a video that you can watch to learn more information about it. But on the dialog screen also, you can also categorize your customers using these tags. So for example, these are my bookkeeping customers. These are my insurance customers. These are my, in fact, even your insurance contacts have been uploaded into your accounts. So you could send out a text blast to all of your insurance people saying, first say happy Thanksgiving, etc. That when the taxes and say, hey, did you know I also do taxes? You already trust me for your insurance needs. Now come on in, and I'll do a good job for your tax needs too. And you will see a lot of increase of business from there. Okay. So that'll be those are called tags, and when we go into training, we'll show that as well. So this is the second kind of texting. Go ahead.
Sorry, there was one campaign that I don't think we hit on as far as the detail, and I think it's going to answer one of the questions that they have. What is on hold campaign, if you don't mind?
On hold campaign is triggered when a return has been started but could not be completed. Because you may be missing some paperwork, sometimes people come in and say, hey, give me an estimate. Or they come in and say, hey, I like everything, but oops, I forgot a W-2, let me go get it. Or you're waiting on somebody to bring in payment information. And regardless of the reason, if you're waiting on them to complete the return, you could mark them as incomplete. I believe that's how it happens in the tax software, and that will trigger the on-hold campaign for you. So 2 days after that, they'll automatically get a reminder. 7 days after that, they'll get a second reminder. 14 days after that, they get a third reminder saying, hey, come on and let's finish your return.
Perfect.
Okay? Yeah. So there are campaigns, then there are dialog screen, and then there is something called a text blast, which is where you can send out a nice, happy Thanksgiving messages. So let me actually show you. We call it My Campaigns. And in this case, it's a matter of literally a couple of minutes to create a campaign. So for example, I'll show you an example here. You just select a tag with your contacts, and you can have a picture uploaded if you like, and you type a message, and you have this placeholder. You see this? These placeholders can be accessed from here, first name, last name, etc. And when the message goes out, it automatically gets replaced with my name. So it makes me feel very personalized, saying, hey, you took time to type my name and send a personalized message to me. And coming from your local phone number, it feels like as if somebody's taking the time to send the message. So I want to show you, we'll create a Thanksgiving text blast for one of the folks here on the call, and we'll send it out, and we'll see, you'll see how that is done. So 3 kinds of texting: automated campaign, one-to-one conversations, and what you call as My Campaign. You can create your own mass communication campaigns for any reason you like, and you'll see the response. So the 3 kinds of texting is built in. That's really the introduction to this. There's a bunch of other things that I don't want to delay it because there's a lot. And then what I would like to do is go through the training session where we take maybe one of the folks on the call, take their account, enable the campaigns, and even as a thank you for volunteering that, I will even do a free text blast for them and send out their happy Thanksgiving on this call if you like. So how does that sound? Anybody on the call, if you want to volunteer, go ahead and say your name, and we will use your account to train everybody else, and you get a free happy Thanksgiving text blast.
Well, how am I going to decide who gets that?
First come, first served, I guess, or you get to choose.
Right. First person to type in Textellent into the question section. Oh, Jessica Molina. Which office is yours? How do we find
Jessica, thank you. We will go log into your account.
California 054, according to Craig. San Jose, according to Jessica.
What's the name of the franchisee? Is Jessica Molina, you said?
That's the
And
name
you said
on here.
California?
Type in-
Sorry,
Miguel
Type in
Molina.
Miguel Molina.
Miguel Molina. Yeah, what you're seeing here, nobody else will see. It's because I have this special account, I can see it. So your information is never shared with anybody else.
There it is.
Miguel Molina. I have multiple accounts of Miguel. We'll start with this one, 110. How about that? Oh, I have timed out. I'll go back here in a second. CA110. There we go. Thank you for participating, and this will be fun and interactive. Everybody else, you could log in.
I just gotta know what
CA0054 is what she's saying.
She's saying CA0054.
CA0054.
Are you the store manager of that location?
I have CA054. Yep, I got that.
Yep.
We
All
could
right.
use that.
Bigger database. She is the owner, according to Greg. Sweet.
Okay. CA054 will be. Okay, let's go in there. Okay. All right, so here's how you guys can do this. So I will go through a quick start approach. By the way, those of you need a refresher, you can always go click on this question mark icon, or you can go in management options, best practices, and you'll see a bunch of little videos. Quick start video is what we're going to follow to go through and activate the campaigns. Okay, it's a 3.5 minutes video, then a service overview video of about 12 minutes, 10 minutes. Really gives you a full picture of everything. And then every single screen that you're on, you can always, if I, for example, go to, let's say, birthday greeting campaign, I can click on this and I can see a little video about the birthday greeting, how that campaign works. And that video again is like 1.5 minutes, less than 2 minutes. So everything is available for you for refresher. But if you can follow along with me, all you do is you go to birthday greeting and you go do full preview. So there you say, hi Carl, happy birthday from Miguel at Fiesta Tax Service, right? It's already there with a nice smiley face. So you go back and you can simply go and change that, turn this on. But also, if you like to have somebody else's name, you see this manager first name, you have the ability to go into management options, offices, and this is where the information is sitting. So you can say, here is Miguel's name. If you want somebody else's name, office manager name, they can put their name here, and that name will go out. The last name doesn't matter, we never send that out. Okay, and this is the cell phone, which is never shared with anybody. It's only available internally, and you have the option to forward incoming text messages to this number, and you can reply from that number while being on the go. I'll elaborate that a little bit on that a little bit shortly. Here is your office number, and by the way, here is the number that we got for you, in San Jose, and my offices were in San Jose, California. Maybe we were neighbors at some point. Capital. Oh wow, this is, you guys had a nice Fiesta costume character at the corner jumping up and down. I think I know you guys. Very exciting. In San Jose 408 area code is really out of stock, so automatically the system picked the next available area code 669, which is the new San Jose area code. The text message will go from this number, which is what we bought for you. But if somebody replies by texting, that text message can be forwarded to your cell phone, whatever number you put here. Or if somebody calls that number, because sometimes people receive a message and they may call that number, it is automatically forwarded to your office number. Now, if those of you who like to have your own office numbers here instead of text enable, instead of these numbers, you can work through your support department, and there's an additional fee of $39 where we can remove this number and text enable the office number itself. But as it is right now, this is fully functional. Okay, so we go back to prior client greeting. And the last thing is what you see in the company name. You see this is the company name here. When I say full preview, you see here Fiesta Tax Service CA054. Now it's all caps. And if you want to make it more personable and not have this code here, you can go click management options, company profile. And the company name is here. Whatever you change here will automatically, let me show you actually. I'll just make it Fiesta Tax and Insurance maybe, just for the sake of this quick test. If I change that and go back to birthday greeting, and now if I say full preview, now you see from Miguel at Fiesta Tax and Insurance, much more personable. It's very, very easy to change all that, okay? And then once you do this, you want to put your cell phone number and send yourself a text message. Now, since we're working with you, if you want to type your cell phone number in this box, we'll send you a sample message, and you get to see how this message will look to your clients when they receive it. Okay. In the meantime, I can go and simply turn on that campaign. So starting tomorrow, your clients and their spouses will start receiving a nice happy birthday message. And I recommend, by the way, and again, at the risk of being gender specific here, I don't want to be, but I found that if you have happy birthday message coming from a female, short female name, it's more, it's nice for people. So in our case, my wife, whose name is Naz, she would be texting out the happy birthday message. And once in a while, we would get suspecting girlfriends or wives calling, "Who are you?" That was a little bit fun. You can play with this a little bit if you like.
So again, if they wanted to update that text, let's say they have their clientele is 90% Spanish speaking, and they wanted to change that to in Espanol.
Yeah, or what I do like to do is, since I find it a little bit hard for me to type those, find the special characters, I just go search that, and then I'll copy this here, come back here and paste it. And you see that special character is there as well. So you could easily change that, but when you change it, make sure you save it and then do full preview and see what you like. What you see is what you like, and then you can, if you've made a lot of changes, let's say I want to undo everything, you can always say reset. It'll go back to the beginnings, and then you can start making changes again. Really very, very easy for you to use. Okay.
Perfect.
And if you want to change the picture, also very easy. You can click on select media. The picture is what we have here, but you can say upload media. Maybe you have a picture that you created yourself for happy birthday with Fiesta logo branding. Just keep in mind, the picture should be under 100 kilobytes, ideally, because a large picture takes time to deliver. And sometimes if you go too big, then it may not even get delivered. So 100 kilobytes to 200 kilobytes at the most. And when you are deciding on a picture, see how big it is. It still goes very well. But don't make it too wide and too short. If you make it like half the height and too wide, some phones will not display the sides of it in the preview. If you tap on it, you will see the full picture. So my recommendation is taller and squarer kind of picture as opposed to too short and wide. Okay. But the default pictures work very well. And by the way, if you use the default settings, every year we upload a new picture. So you get the new refreshed happy birthday because you don't want to repeat the same picture to the same person again. All right, let's go back to the next one. So birthday greeting for your office is turned on. Starting tomorrow, the clients and the spouses will automatically start getting it. By the way, you were asking about data from last year. Already, last year's data and current year data. Look at this. Everything is uploaded for you. Okay. And so when I did the birthday greeting preview, it actually had one of your customers' names, Carla, showing here. Carla Abar Hernandez. Next. So these are your actual customers and actual phone numbers already ready to go for you. Let's do prior client invite. So all I did was, again, the default settings, 21 days before, 10 days before, 3 days before. And if I do a full preview, the first picture has a message has a picture, the remaining don't. And I don't recommend you add a picture, and especially never repeat the same picture. No point in having the same picture repeated again. I've seen a mistake where people like to put logos and everything. Don't do that. Because once you receive the first message, and the second message comes, when people look at the second message, the thread of the conversation is still there on the phone. So they can see the previous pictures too. So mix and match.
Hey, Majid, real quick, can you go back into the management options and the company profile? And let's just change company name. We're missing the N in insurance. So if we're setting up all these programs, I'll make sure we're set up right.
Oh, thanks for catching that. Sorry about that.
You're good. Thank you.
Perfect. Good eye there. Definitely fix have that correctly done because it's going to be repeated thousands of times for you. So going back to the prior client invite, we would turn it on. And this one here, early season end date, given COVID and given everything, given how the EIC and stuff has been delayed, we feel the early season customers can come up till the 25th of February. But if you feel you want to take it all the way to 29th, that's fine. And then change it to 2021 because we are getting ready for the next year. So, oops, I should do this. 28th, let's see. What is the importance of this number, this date? Let me tell you this. You see under every invite, there are two versions, right? One here, one here. So the importance of that is it says prior client for early season and after early season. So whatever date you pick here, if the message is going after that date, it'll use this version. If the message is going before that date, it'll use this version. The reason we have it here is because sometimes you have a special offer for your bank product customers that you do not want to repeat for your tax customers. So that way you can have bank product customer offer here. And that's why we have the cash showing up here in this picture. So early season customers, they're going to get a refund. Cash makes sense. Late season customers, they may not get a refund. They may actually owe. So that's why we don't have the picture here in the default settings. And this is why the early season date is important. So make sure you change that date when you are activating your campaigns. Okay. And again, the messages are all there. Let me just save this and preview this so you can see how this will look. Full preview. So, hi Carla, Happy New Year. It's tax time. We are ready to take care of you, etc., etc. And here's the picture. And the picture is, full high resolution, nice. It'll look very nice on the phone. This will go as the first message, then the reminder 2 goes, and then reminder 3 goes. If they do not come, if they come in and do the return, as I said, this campaign will stop automatically. Okay. And again, if I put somebody's number here, then you have the send buttons appearing, and then you can send yourself a sample message to see how that'll look. Hit that and confirm and send it, and then you'll get to see how it looks on your phone. Okay. And all you have to do is turn on this campaign. I think I just did. So this campaign is turned on now. And so starting whenever your earliest customer came last year, 21 days before that, they'll start getting these messages. And we do it in a way that we do not send any PY reminders until the day after Christmas. During the month of December, first 25 days of December, we never send a PY reminder. People are not ready for this. So even if you turn it on right now, this will not actually go out in December. If you have somebody who came last year in December, they will get a reminder now, which I don't think is the case for most people. So you can turn on these things now and know that starting the day after Christmas, these things will start doing the work for you. The birthday greeting starts immediately. So starting tomorrow itself, whoever's birthday is, they will get the greeting. Okay. So that's the second campaign. The third campaign, referral request. Again, 1 day after the return is complete, they'll get this message asking them for a referral. If you want to pick a picture from here, say thank you. We have several thank yous. So let's say there's a classy handwritten thank you. This one is my favorite. If I select and proceed, you can see how that looks. You don't like it, go back here, remove this, and look for another thank you we may have. In fact, you could even scroll, and if you like something from here, you could do. There's a lot of pictures, so sometimes that's a little bit hard to find what you are looking for. In this view, I'll show you a better view in a second. And by the way, we have a picture of $50 bill also. You can upload a $20 bill, and you can upload other things too.
You have any preloaded Spanish images?
We do. Let me actually go here.
And to answer that question, because there was somebody that asked if they had them, you guys have the ability to upload the media on any of these messages. So whether you want to upload the Fiesta logo, you want to upload, I won't attempt to speak in Spanish because it'll just be embarrassing for me. But
we even have a muchas gracias there that you could use for a thank you. We have many. I mean, we have hundreds of Spanish-speaking offices under us. So we definitely, this is Father's Day, I think. And, for every holiday, we have at least one Spanish that we try to make sure available. Mother's Day and holidays, everything has multiple pictures. Okay. So going back here. And so you can see all the pictures in under media library, management options media library, but I would just for now just pick the classy thank you And of course, you could change it. That goes out. One day after that, no, not this one. Oops. I wanted to not have this one there, but rather have on the very first message, I want to have the classy thank you, and then I want to follow it up with a non-picture. That way, sometimes some phone carriers, for whatever reason, sometimes they will not be able to deliver the picture messages. So that's why you want to mix and match. The next message will go out, they will catch that. Okay. And this is where, if you have a Yelp or other page, you could just say, I request you to please leave me a review and then put your review link here. Make sure you are still within 160 characters. So this is the hardest part for some people who are new to texting, to say those things in a short way. Do not have a long message, because one of the reasons why texting has a 99% read rate is because people know it's not going to be a long email essay that they're going to read. They're going to read a short message. That's why they read it immediately. So don't go beyond that. Stay within 160 characters. Okay. So in this case here, 1 or 2 characters over is fine, because sometimes the first name is not going to be as long, the last name is not going to be as long as this placeholder, so it'll fit. Okay. I'm sorry, the manager first name. If it is Miguel or anybody else, it will not be as long as this placeholder, so it will still fit under 160 characters. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to hit full preview just to see how they look. This is how the message will go out, and then I will come back here and I will, or this is an end date again, remember that. So you go back, and even if you don't do it, we do a job in the end which will change the year to 2021. But if you change it, we will honor that already. Okay, and then we'll save it here. And we'll turn on the campaign. So at a minimum, if you are in a rush, at least go click on the slider for each one of them and just turn it on. This year will automatically become 2021, and the message will be ready for you. And then later on, if you want to come back and change it, customize it, modify it, feel free. And if you need help, you can click on this and watch the video on how this will work, and you can do that more and more.
With regard to opt-outs or stops or stop texting me, or is that all built in? Or?
Yes, great question. If somebody texts back saying stop or X, or even some abuse word, God forbid, they are opted out immediately. They will not receive a message. But if they say something else, saying, hey, I'm not Joe, or I'm this, or I'm not this person, then you can go back into dialog screen, and I'll show you here. It's very simple. You see some of these things here. So I can click on this and say, do not text, and automatically this person will be added to do not text. Okay. So it's very important for you to opt people out if they are requesting it. And you can, if you do it by mistake, you can click on it and it'll give you an option to clear it. So you can clear this as well. I mean, this is what is example message. So you can clear it as well. But definitely, if somebody is requesting to opt out, make sure that they are opted out. Unless they do stop or X, you need to go here and turn them off, just like I showed you. Okay. So now we go to on hold clients campaign and do the same exact thing, and we'll turn it on. And then we'll go to non-returning client campaign. Now this one, I used to wait on this until my first peak is slowing down to start giving the special offer. So at this stage, I will not turn it on, because you don't want to start giving special offers too early, especially in your busy first peak. So we'll hold that back, but later on you can come back and change it. You can have a special, by default it says $20 discount, but you can change it to $50, $30, 20%. You can change those things, but I will leave it as unturned on. I'll leave it as off, and you can turn it on when your first peak is slowing down, so that your discounts does not start too early. Okay. So what we've done at this stage is we've turned on 4 campaigns for you, and this is as simple as that. I mean, if you're busy, just go and click turn on, and you're done with these 4 campaigns. They'll start working for you. Birthday will start immediately, and these 3 will kick in when the day after Christmas. The second thing I want to show you, and I promised for being a team player here on the call for this particular office, we're going to do a text blast for Happy Thanksgiving. So let's go into my campaign.
Real quick before you jump over to that, if you would, with regard to the referral campaign, we had a question come in. How do I send out my referral request link? Let's say they're using Yelp and they want to get all their reviews on Yelp. How would that work?
Sure, that's a great question. All you need to do is take one of these messages, and you could say, remove this portion here. So hi, first name, and say, can you leave me a 5-star review on, and put your Yelp link here. So find your Yelp link. Let's say we find, I know, I'll just go to Yelp and find anybody's link, a restaurant, for example. So let's say, I don't know, I have a dentist here. So if I go there and dental house, and I'll copy this link, and I'll go back here, say review at, and then that's it. And then let me show you, and I'll reset this so you're not messed up. Save, and if I do preview, take a look, 5-star review at this. I'll go out to them. Now keep in mind that sometimes the phone carriers do not like links, especially if you're going to send them in a text blast. Do not use links early on, because fraudsters have done bad things for stealing people's information using bad links. So if you send too many links too fast, like in a text blast, the phone carriers will block your messages. So do not use in a text blast, at least this year, or at least in the first few months. Later on, you can start using it. But in these campaigns, you can use them because they go out slowly. Sometimes you will see a problem that people did not get the link. And a trick that I found that has worked very well, again, having been in this business for so many years, if you are going to have a link, also include a picture. If you include a picture, the phone carriers are much more lenient to let the link go. But if you don't include a picture, the phone carriers sometimes may block the link. So you can experiment with it and see how that works. But that's one of the best practices to use one of these links in your review request. So now a good example here. Now I've done this. I don't want a dental house review request to go out for Miguel's office here. So we'll go back and say reset, which will bring it back to the default. Everything is turned back to the default now. You know, our business depends on you, etc. And I will save that. It's already saved. Okay. So very simple. You can customize it, send yourself sample messages. You don't like it, go back and change it. That's easy. Okay. Any other questions before we jump into the text blast, Jeremy?
I'm trying to keep up. These guys are very engaged with fantastic questions. Yelp is not a fan of doing that. It could hurt your ranking. Google and Facebook don't care, according to Carlos. Carlos had a question with regard to an image library. Is there a way to add these for each office, or for maybe create an exclusive set for Fiesta offices, or are those uploaded or on an account by account basis?
So there are a series of questions about media library there. First question is, we have these things as default, and we do have an option at Textellent to suppress all the defaults. But then you will want to make sure that you have uploaded your pictures at the headquarters level. I think I'll be scheduling a training for the headquarters folks, and I can show them how they can upload pictures at the headquarters at Fiesta and then publish them so all the franchises can use it. And you have the option of us having remove all the default pictures from everybody's account, or leave them in there, or as well as you can publish. Either way, we can work either way.
Well, I'm glad I asked the question, because my response would have been completely incorrect. So
absolutely, I mean, we have been, and you would not be the one to be blamed for this, because we have been adding new features enhancements since we started this partnership 3-4 years ago. So that wasn't the case earlier. Now it is possible.
I'm trying to keep up with the questions, y'all. You're super active, which is fantastic. Messaging insurance clients with regard to certain campaigns. If they had their insurance clients, like maybe it's a happy birthday, would that run on their policy manager client database as well? I'm trying not to butcher that question.
I think I got a gist
Jeremy,
of it.
yeah, I think we'll cover that more logistically after this call. This call, we gotta kind of stay on focus of what the Textellent stuff does, but we'll discuss how the interaction will happen with insurance customers at a later time.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Welcome.
Sorry, what was the 054, right? I thought, no. What was the
Scrolling.
CA 054? No.
Yep, that's what it was. But you modified the office name to Fiesta Insurance.
I did. That's why. Okay. I'll just say Fiesta tax. And yeah, there it is. Okay. So sorry, I got logged out here. So I'm going back in there. All right. So now let's talk about how can you do your own campaigns. Really simple. Text blast. There. First thing, keep in mind that you have this customer tags. That is to categorize your customers. And we have even uploaded your insurance clients here and given them this tag. Okay, so if you want to send a text message to your insurance clients, you can do so. You want to send a text message to your tax clients, you can do so. And let me show you how. You go to text blast, say new text blast. Let me see if we have made a, I don't think we have made a template yet, but typically we make, we have a Labor Day template. We're going to have a Thanksgiving template, Happy Holidays template, and all you can do is just launch it from there. Or you can create one from scratch, which is also very simple. New text blast. You would select your tag. Now take a look at these tags here. These are your insurance clients. These are your tax customers and their spouses. Okay, keep in mind, CUST stands for tax customers and their spouses. These are your primary tax clients from 2019 tax year only. And these are your primary tax clients from your 2018 tax year only. All of these have been already uploaded in the account for you. So if I want to send out a nice text message to everybody from my 2019 and my 2018, I can select both. And I can send them a nice message saying, hi, so-and-so, Thanksgiving will be different this year. I want to share the Thanksgiving greetings with you and your family. And then you, in the end, you say manager first name. And maybe it's a slightly longer than that. Maybe I type too much. We could just say happy Thanksgiving.
I'm having like 50 people at my house. Newsom can come and arrest me if he wants.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. There you go. And then now you could even attach a picture. So for example, look at our Thanksgiving pictures already there. We have one in Spanish and a second one, I think, for Spanish. And then we have a few others, quite a few Thanksgiving picture options. So you can pick, you know, this is a turkey. My personal favorite is this one, but again, you could change it. And then you could just say schedule. Now here's the trick. When you send out a text blast, and if you send too many messages too fast, the phone carriers don't like it because the spammers do those kind of things. In your case, we don't want to be sending too many messages too fast. So one thing that we've learned is if you send too many messages too fast, I mean, our system can send 1 million messages in a minute. That's not a problem. The problem is if you send too many messages too fast, the phone carriers might block it and you don't get the benefit of sending it. So what we do is we have learned from the phone carriers that 250 messages per day is a good limit on a phone number when you're sending a text blast. And so we limit your daily limit to 250. But that limit can be changed later on as your phone number gets some reputation, some experience with the phone carriers. They are watching it. So start with 250, and then you want to spread it from morning, let's say morning 9 a.m. to evening 5:30 is good. And then the second thing you want to keep in mind is if there's a day, there's a daily limit of 250, and if you have a total of, let's say, 500 here, so you may need two days. You want to send your holiday greetings in a way that it gets done sending one day before the holiday. You do not want to be sending Thanksgiving messages on the day of Thanksgiving. Everybody knows you're off, and it's a robot doing this. We don't want to give away the fact. We want it to appear as if you or your team are doing it personally. So what you want to do is schedule it in a way. Let's say Thanksgiving is this day, right? So we want to schedule it on Monday or Tuesday. Start on Tuesday. And so now it'll send 250 during this window on the first day, and then as many days as it needs on the following days, it can continue sending. And we are saying send on all days. In some cases, if there's a Sunday, the possibility of a Sunday coming in between, we can turn off Sunday if you don't want to send on a Sunday. But once you select these dates, do full preview. Oh, we are saying Thanksgiving to last 2-year tax clients. Thanksgiving 2020. That's the name for your reference. They won't see that. So now if I say full preview, take a look. The total number of people between the 2 years is 587, but there's an overlap between the last year and the first year. So the actual number unique is 495.
So that's actually a question that Carlos had with if a taxpayer or a individual exists on multiple lists, is there a possibility of them receiving duplicate messages?
No possibility. On one phone number, if you include multiple tags here, one phone number will receive a message only once. If that individual has multiple phone numbers and they're listed 2 times with 2 different phone numbers, then of course we won't know. But one phone number in one text blast will not be repeated. And that's why it is a unique count is given here. And there's a cost for these text blasts. So the corporate office has paid for your subscription fee, which allows you to do unlimited back and forth in dialogue, unlimited back and forth in these campaigns. But when it comes to text blast, there's a cost to it, which is showing here. So you have the ability to pay. I'll show you how you can pay for it. I won't hit a send on this, but let's take also a look at this. It starts on 24th and finish on 25th. Pay attention to this date, okay? Because it'll take, like I said, every day 250 limit. So don't assume everything will be done on the first day. This is the date it'll finish. So you want to finish this the day before Thanksgiving. At this stage, you can again send yourself a sample message. And then I'm going to save this as a draft unless if Miguel or your team member, I'm sorry, I forgot the other person's name. If you want to give us a go, we can schedule it right now.
Jessica,
yes. Notice it's sitting in draft. If Jessica, if you give us a go, I'm going to add the credit for this amount that is mentioned, and we'll schedule it to go out on your behalf 2 days before Thanksgiving. Okay, but really that's simple. And imagine, I mean, sending to 500 people a greeting card, let's say for holidays, you're looking at least $500 in expense, and at least 3 or 4, 5, 6 hours of project to do that, stamping and envelopes and all that. This literally, you saw me, 5 minutes and what, $25, something like that.
Jessica said she's good to go.
Good to go, fantastic. So what we're going to do is, I'll show you how. I'm going to go into a different screen. We said it'll require, this is the cost. I'm going to go on the back end here to give her this credit. We said, yes, I found you in the back end. I'm going to add credit for you, and we'll schedule this. Everybody can see how simple it is. And how you can purchase credits, I'll show you that as well. One more second. Are there any other questions in the meantime?
Just an FYI, as we said from the outset, this is being recorded. The recording will be provided to Fiesta, and they will disseminate the recording And you also have the video library again up next to the message or management options, the question mark. There is a very detailed library of short videos.
Yeah, these are all available here at the question mark. And I just added the credit to your account, and I can hit schedule. And it says an important message. This will start on the 24th at 9 a.m. and on the 25th at 5 p.m. This is in order to avoid being blocked. Please confirm. I say yes. And there you have it, successfully added. And now what you'll see is it shows pending. On the date of 24th, it'll go into sending, from pending to sending. And then when it's finished, it'll go to complete. And this will do some very nice work for you automatically. Okay. And so now those of you who need to add funds here, what you'll do is you'll see this deposited funds on the side. You can just click on add funds, and it allows you to add up $50 at a minimum. The rates is 5.9 cents for a picture text and 3.9 cents for a plain text. So you can do the math. It's less than $30 for 500 messages, but a minimum is 50 has to be added, and it'll sit here until you use it. And the way we charge that is under management options, you have a payment profile. You can go there and add a payment card. Once you add the payment card, you can go to the Text Blast screen, My Campaigns, Text Blast, and then you can add funds yourself, and we'll charge that card and put the funds on your account. Those funds never expire, and you can use them in the future as you go. And this is as simple as that. How do you can add a Thanksgiving message? Now, when the people receive this message, they start replying, the responses will come on this dialog screen. Right now, there won't be anything here, I assume. But once the responses start coming to the dialog screen, you have the ability to reply from here. Yeah, there's nothing here. You have the ability to have back and forth conversation. So let's maybe do a 30-second on this, and then we can end the call if you need to. You can select all of these things, act like a filter. So when you go to the dialog screen, make sure you select everything on the first day. Then later on, you can start picking and choosing. And also you can click on this question mark to show you a nice 3-4 minute overview, less than a minute overview of the dialog screen. Very simple to use. And the responses will come here, and your team can respond from here. And look at this, manager cell phone settings. Right now it says forward all messages. Where will these messages go? As I said earlier, under offices, whatever number you have under manager cell phone, the messages will go here. And so I'm using the platform.
Yeah, I think they're going to manage all of their messages through the portal.
Okay.
That's
the web app.
And that's an entirely legit way to do it. We have many clients who do that. In that case, what we recommend you do is go into the dialog screen and turn off, just click here, manage cell phone settings, and say do not forward. So that way you're not bothered by all the messages coming to you. And if you need, we can even run a query, Jeremy, to help you and do it for all the franchisees if that is desired.
Yes.
Is that a yes?
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll take care of it. Perfect. So, and then lastly here, canned messages. Remember I told you that people ask the same questions again and again, and to make your office more efficient, you can add canned messages. So I can say new canned messages, give it a name. So we say, how much do you charge? Oh, is my refund ready? Is my refund, give it the name. Is my refund ready? Make it available for public, and say you can check the status of your refund, whatever you tell them, you can add that here, save it, and this becomes available for your office team from the dialog screen to use it. Now again, at the headquarters, if headquarters wants to have a certain number of canned messages ready, we can work with them and make it available to all of the franchisees, so it'll be ready for you.
Yep. Perfect.
Maybe one little item here about contacts. If you want to add contacts, you were telling me, if you, let's say somebody comes in, I want to add them to my contact list, I can say new contact, give their first name, last name, phone number, and I can assign a tag to them. Is it my insurance customer, or is it my some other customers? I can assign a tag to them. Very simple. Those and the data file that comes from Rightway, they get assigned the tags automatically, so they will be there for you automatically, ready to go. That's in a nutshell.
Excellent.
There's a lot more, but I guess we can cover one slide at a time.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Majid, and thank you, Jeremy, for your time. So folks, this is a really exciting time for us. We are really pumped about this technology, and we're super excited to offer it to all of our franchise community. And we're so bought into this idea of this technology and what we expect it to turn into for each of your offices and the ability to increase your revenue, that Fiesta has already made a very significant investment into this technology for you on your behalf. And more information to come, but we believe that this will increase your revenue, and this will increase your communication with your customers in such a way that the return on investment will be significant for you. And our goal would be that you would not have to pay a penny for this technology, as we've already made the investment. And so more information to come, but essentially being part of this phone call was the first step in allowing you to essentially chisel away at paying anything for this technology. So all that we're going to be asking, and again, more information, more details to come, is that you follow a few simple paths that Majid kind of set up for you in getting this technology up and running in each of your offices. And if you follow that path and we effectively get it set up, then you won't have to pay anything for this technology. So that's the goal. We're very excited. I want to be cognizant of everybody's time, and I know there may be some other questions that come in. Please don't hesitate to ask any questions to myself or to Craig or Ernesto, and we'll be happy to get you the answers. And there's going to be more information to come, as I said, in regards to how to earn it for free and ultimately how to work it within our franchise system. So we'll continue to work with you over the next 45 days or so before the tax season starts to make sure that we are on point and ready to go. With that said, I think we are good to go, unless Jeremy and Majid have any last minute things to go over.
I believe we covered all the salient points. The request again is just take 5 minutes and turn on these campaigns and set up your text blast, and you'll see what this does for you. Really excited.
The only thing I think I see in there is, how do I get login credentials? And I think you guys are handling that on your side, correct?
That's correct. Yep. So we'll be in touch with how to log in. So Majid gave us a great training, and so we are part of a franchise system. So we have a few caveats that we're going to be implementing to send out to you guys, but we will get that to you as soon as possible. And again, any questions, you can email us, and then we'll send out. We will also send out again a recording of this webinar so that you'll be able to see the system in function, and share that with any of your management staff or whoever you feel comfortable doing so with. And we will look forward to continued dialogue and continued information being sent to you on the system. So everybody have a great day. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate the participation.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, team. Thank you, Majid. All right. Bye, Fiesta.
Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.